Gemignani.
Yeah. Good Lord. Hey there, I'm John.
And I'm Katie, and welcome to Pizza with Plants.
You have a cookbook in front of you. What are we doing?
I do. So we are, in the next couple of videos, going to try a couple new pizza dough recipes. So this Pizza Bible by Tony Gemignani.
Great book.
Yeah, it's a nice, really nice book. Great pictures, great description, tons of creative recipes. We seem to come up with our own recipes for toppings, but anyway, But
for the pizza dough, I mean, he's like a 12-time...
Yeah, it says that, 12-time world pizza champ.
Yes, and he does lots of different types of dough.
Yes.
Not just one. So what type
are we doing? We are doing a Polish-based traditional dough, and we've done it once, and it was very good. So we got our Polish going, and then it's been going for a day, and then we're gonna form the dough, and then we'll come back in a day or two and finish out. So it should be really good. So a new alternative dough for your pizza.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. Well, then let's make some pizza. Dough.
We have to start with the dough.
Yes.
This is a process.
Yes. Good things are worth waiting for.
Yes. So. Slow and full of flavor.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Let's make dough.
Let's get started with our cold fermented pizza dough with a Poolish Starter. The day before you're ready to start fermenting your pizza dough, you're going to want to get your Poolish going. Super simple. All you're going to want to do is get your yeast well mixed in with some water. Then you're going to add that into your flour, give it a mix. It's going to look like kind of a thick pancake batter in terms of consistency. Cover that with some saran wrap and then just set that out on room temp on the counter. And you're going to want to let it sit for a minimum 18 to 24 hours. Our Poolish is ready to go, so let's get the rest of the dough started. We're going to begin by getting our yeast and water mixed up well together. And while that's resting and kind of waking up, if you will, we're going to add in our flour and our diastatic malt into the mixer. The malt is going to add a little bit of depth of flavor, but it will also add help with a little bit of browning during the cooking process. Get those mixed up, add your yeast in, get that all mixed in together and add the remainder of your water and mix that on low. Once the dough starts to come together, go ahead and stop the mixer and add in your Poolish. Mix that for a couple more minutes. Stop it again, add in your salt. Go ahead and get it mixing again for a couple minutes. Then you're going to stop it one more time and you're going to clean off your dough hook, scrape the sides, add in your olive oil, and let that mix for another few minutes. Once the dough has come together and pulled everything away from the sides, you are ready for the next step. Go ahead and stop the mixer, get the dough all cleaned off your dough hook. This sometimes I find is a little bit easier if your hands are wetter. Dump that out onto your work surface, knead it for a few minutes. You don't want to overwork the dough. And then you're going to want to get it into some sort of a bowl or something like that. Cover it with a damp kitchen towel and let it rest. We ended up having to use a little bit more flour because the dough was a bit sticky. So just listen to your dough and listen to what it's telling you. So we've let our dough rest on the counter for about 30 minutes. So we're going to start getting this formed into a ball. You could either use this to make one large pizza. We've opted to go ahead and split it into two to make two smaller pizzas. So we're going to get those dough balls formed into two nice little rounds. We've got a proofing box that we're going to throw into the fridge. You can use a bowl, a couple bowls. Just make sure that the saran wrap is nice and airtight. Get it into the fridge and let it cold ferment for at minimum 24 hours. We're going to probably shoot for 48 for these two dough balls. It is 2 days later and our dough looks amazing. It's probably more than doubled in size. So we're just going to get it out of the proofing box and onto our work surface. I guess that'd be our countertop. And we're going to just slowly start forming this out. The dough probably hadn't come up to temp quite as much. So as Katie was forming it out, we did pause and let it rest for about 15 minutes once she had it out on the countertop, just to let it relax and warm up a little bit more. Letting the dough relax for about 10 to 15 minutes made all the difference in the world. We're just going to get this formed out and onto the pizza peel, and we are ready to make pizza.
All right, so our Poolish dough that we're going to do in the uni Neapolitan style is ready. And
yeah, I think it turned out
well.
Yeah.
It's a little challenging getting it out of the proofing bin, but that's a practice, but it still works out. Worst case, you just let it rest for a few minutes, and then it's like willing to cooperate a little bit more. Resting is a trick for dough. So,
and the idea, but correct me if I'm wrong, but the idea behind Poolish is because it's going to add a little bit more flavor to it.
Yes. So we started the Poolish, the first step, Thursday. We then made the dough Friday, let it ferment, and now actually today
So it's been 48 hours.
Today is Sunday. So since it started, it's been more than that.
Yeah. So it should be like
So this should be very flavorful, which we're going to make a couple pizzas with this dough. We have 2 of these.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for those and you'll hear what we think of the flavor. But
let us know if you follow the recipe. As we said in one of our previous videos with the Sicilian book, if you're looking for a great pizza cookbook because you want to start making homemade, which you should be doing, not buying store-bought.
Then you know what's in it.
The Pizza Bible by Tony Gimignani.
And this also had malt in it, which is interesting. So that's going to add flavor beyond just the yeast. Malt is not what I have used traditionally, but I have seen it in other pizza dough recipes. So I think it'll be good.
I forgot to mention that we use that.
Yeah, it's just like a little tiny bit.
Yeah.
It's in the recipe down below. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this.
Yeah.
Be kind.
Eat pizza.
With plants and homemade dough.
Yes, what she said.
Yeah.
See ya.